The Middleborough Herring Run, where a century-old tradition carries on.
The herring will run from the middle of March up through the middle of May. Usually the first 2 weeks in April are the peak for them. And when you stand here, it's been described as being able to walk across the river on their backs.
Herring migration on the Nemasket River dates back hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. The run and great weather entice scores of spectators. Retired Boston Globe photographer George Reiser.
I used to bring my daughter here 10 years ago. It'd be great fun on weekends to see the kids out here watching the heron, picking them up with their hands, playing with them, putting them back.
It just seemed that the higher level of water just helped them swim through a little bit easier this year. This was an excellent year.
A month ago, on this very spot, you could reach right down. The herring were right up here to the park benches and to the path and stuff.
Herring migrate from the ocean, make their way up the Nemasket River, and then spawn in the Assawamsett Ponds in Lakeville. The alewife herring is the first to arrive here in late March through May, followed by the blueback, which migrates here late April through June. Jack Harper, News Center 5, Middleborough.
The American commander who would run in a U.S.-led invasion against Iraq has now left Qatar. General Tommy Franks is meeting with authorities in the United Arab Emirates. And as war preparations continue, so too does life here in Qatar, in many ways untouched by the prospect of war.
This is a holy day in Qatar. Muslims answer the call for prayer. The majority of the people in this nation practice the most conservative form of Islam, but this is also one of the most progressive countries in the region. Under the leadership of a new emir, Qatar has turned its considerable wealth from oil and natural gas into new life for downtown Doha. There is construction everywhere you look. As we drove along the highway, this was the view. Magnificent homes being built, one after the other.
And the American influence here is very apparent. This area is called El Marquia, the market. It's basically a strip mall. And there was one business here that actually made us feel right at home.
And inside the Dunkin' Donuts, a Boston cream donut. Elias Gantos and his wife Maya stay in touch with their family members back in Boston. Elias works for Qatar Petroleum here, and he met up with us outside the new mall.
I've been here only for 3 years, and I can tell you that it has, basically maybe 100%, it's different.
But not all is new. This is the souk, the old market with a rich history deep in the center of Doha, where after prayer, it is hard to move around here. At the racetrack, this nation's favorite pastime, camel racing. On this day, young jockeys train for the future. It's a tradition passed down through generations. The most prestigious race, called the Emir, will be held in May.
Another sign that life goes on as normal here in Qatar, even as more than 3,000 U.S. troops at 2 bases here prepare for a possible war with Iraq. In Qatar, David Muir, News Center 5 tonight.
In the middle of it all, Danny Keefe, Bridgewater first grader, water boy for the Williams School 5th grade football team. Danny always wears a tie and jacket. He has some speech issues. A few other kids had been picking on him about that, and yesterday his team dressed up to show they don't approve.
We heard that Danny was getting picked on, so we thought that we would all have a day to dress up like Danny. And we thought we would all come to school like Danny and sponsor Danny to show Danny that we love him and that we love him very much.
Did you think this has all made him very happy?
Yes.
Why?
Because everybody's cheering him on, and everybody loves him.
Danny suffered a brain hemorrhage after he was born. Years of speech therapy are helping, and so did yesterday. When you came out of the hospital was the best day.
Yeah.
But this was a really great day.
Yeah.
We didn't want him to just keep getting picked on, so maybe if we wore our suits, they would stop picking on him.
Tommy knew that was the right thing to do. He went ahead and did it, and 45 other kids that stood by his side.
It was very emotional yesterday, and before he went to bed, he was crying, and I said, "What's the matter?" and he said he felt very loved. And so that's my wish for him every night.
After today, their little big man on campus should sleep very well again tonight, thanks to his friends, the Badgers. Jack Harper, WCVB News Center 5, Bridgewater.
Who knows how long she was smoldering overnight? Was it lightning? Was it electrical? What started the blaze in the back near a kitchen and elevator shaft is for firefighters to figure out. The 4-alarm fire put a scare in the community that will take much longer to extinguish.
Look at the whole thing's coming down.
Holy mackerel, it looks like that tower there, the steeple's gonna fall over pretty soon, doesn't it?
Through the smoke, you could almost see church members aching with grief. One lady skipped Sunday service because she had things to do at home. Today, she is heartbroken. Pastor Bruce Smith describes his as a small congregation, just 100 members, but they were rebuilding spiritually. Now there's so much more to rebuild.
We're just going to trust God in the future. We know He's faithful, and we know that He's going to lead us.
The Central Congregational Church at Main and Webster Streets is more than 160 years old.
It's old wood, it's been there for a long time, and it's old construction, as we call balloon construction. So the fire is just running through the walls like a chimney.
With veteran services in town canceled, church grounds is where they came to reflect.
I've been here since 1952.
Wow, this is a sad thing. Yeah, no question about it.
I've been to a lot of different churches, but just everyone's a family there.
So much of the rich history is gone.
I know there was a letter written that was on the wall and stuff that somebody had paid the mortgage of 50 cents back in the 1800s